Whew. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of Spyro: A Hero's Tale. Kicking things off is the most boring-ass part of this entire fucking game, the fucking blink sections that go on too long that nobody likes.
Holy moly! Get out of the way, Sparks. Way too close to the camera.
I mean, did anybody like playing as Blink? I mean, I know that this game has somewhat of a following. I've seen a couple younger folks stick their necks out and say, "Oh, I think this is the best Spyro game." Did you people like Blink? Be honest.
Pretty bad.
Cause I can't see.
The whole game's pretty bad.
There are parts that are at least decent. But then you play Blink and all of that goes out the window. And it's just like, it wouldn't even be that bad if you didn't have to play as them twice, because the thing is that these levels go on for what feels like an eternity. Oh look, the flying clump of dirt makes a reappearance in this level. And I'm already dead.
Unfortunately, we couldn't see the death animation. It's probably really good. But I get the feeling we'll be seeing it again a couple times.
Oh, okay.
You found the secret shortcut. You found the speedrunning shortcut.
Speedrunning tactic.
There you go.
Alright, let me go snipe these spiders real quick. Michael Zander 2015, slap that on the tombstone.
Michael, you're a crackhead.
Jeez.
That's true.
Well, I think you're an Iraq nerd.
Those quote-unquote insults were not exactly equal. You're a crackhead versus you're an Iraq nerd.
Yeah, my insult was much better.
Your insult was a pun. Mine was just rude.
Yeah. Could you have maybe, game given me some bombs to use?
Let me tell you something about giant floating clump of dirts. 0 to 3 in 5 seconds.
Oh, wait a minute. How did... Alright, this level's already pissing me off, and we've only just started it.
We're already at 0%.
Oh yeah, we'll put a dark gym right next to the beginning of the level, but no, you've got to backtrack after you find some bombs.
That is pretty fucked up.
That's stupid level design. Just give me the damn bombs right away. Every other level in the game does that.
It reminds me of that thing in there's an infamous part of, have you heard of the game VVVVVV?
Yeah.
There's an infamous, it's not a necessary part of the game, but it's an extra part of the game. You get a little collectible. You know how that game works, right? How you can, you can't jump, you can only switch gravity. There's an infamous thing where you can see this extra thing, but there's just a little tiny bump so that you can't just jump over, walk over it or whatever. You have to switch gravity. And you have to go through this fucking nightmare of a spiky labyrinth and then turn around and go all the way back down there just to get the thing because there's a little bump there. I mean, obviously that's purposeful, but that kind of reminds me of, it's like, there's something right there, and what you need to do is you need to go find some bombs and then come all the way back.
Now I got these lovely bats that I hate so much.
Watch out for those spiders,
oh my God.
Michael.
You know what I like is when you're in first person and you can't... When you're in first person and you hit like something that's like underneath your feet that shouldn't realistically be blocking it. I'm trying to shoot the damn spiders, but apparently the fucking rock I'm standing on is getting in the way. But you would never be able to tell because the reticle is pointing that way, so you think it would go straight ahead, and not like curve inward. Oh, now it just fell off, so... Fucker.
Michael is the bane of spiders.
Yeah, I just killed I found a big ass fucking spider in our house last night. It was huge.
That's a really good story, Michael.
I killed it with a boot.
With a boot?
Yeah, with
Was
a boot.
it your boot?
How about that?
Was it your boot?
I have a Hold on just a minute. They're telling me that I have a punch now? This far into the game?
You can pick up rats.
You can kill bats with your shoot gun.
Yeah, you can use your dashing claw attack to dash and claw. I think it's
Why are you telling me this, Trina? I played fucking Blink before. Boy, have I.
Did you know you had a dashing attack?
Yeah, it's this.
Is it useless? because I've never seen you use it.
It's like the punch in Jack and Daxter. It doesn't do shit because like usually you fly past people and then they hit you because touch damage, you know?
Because touch damage.
Which is why I'm glad Jak 2 added guns, because that makes the game so much more playable.
And so much more early 2000s.
Yes, but I'd rather have an attack that kind of works and feels a little out of place than
so what you're saying is it was better than Guns in Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, well, the thing about Shadow the Hedgehog is that the guns themselves actually worked pretty well. I mean, in terms of a mechanic, they locked on enemies really well. There was a decent amount of ammo everywhere, and it was well integrated into the level design and stuff. The problem was that they don't belong in a Sonic game. Not necessarily that the guns were bad.
Well, could you make the argument that they didn't really belong in a Jak game? I don't know enough about it.
I felt that way before I played the game, but I mean, like Shadow, they integrate it very well. I mean, like, the control isn't the best with them. Like, I really wish there was a strafe.
You are kind of alone on that. I've never seen anybody say that the gun gameplay is alright.
In what, Jak 2?
In Shadow. Well, I certainly didn't feel that way.
Most people actually do feel that way. I know Johnny does. I know this other guy... I know Clement does. I know this other friend of mine on YouTube and on Twitter named Ryan does. I know that Haydox does, I think. I mean, it wasn't the gun. It was more like the fact that the guns don't belong here rather than the gun gameplay sucked.
I thought that they just really didn't complement the sort of 3D Sonic gameplay at all.
I mean, like, the combat with the enemies was designed around it, and there were parts where you had to shoot switches that were far away.
Oh yeah, but those...
And not to mention that Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 had sections where you'd shoot at enemies.
Yeah, but that was completely... I would say that's different enough. The Tails and...
Why is that rock so far away, sections. Game? You think maybe this jump is far enough? And could we maybe not respawn all the stupid motherfucking spiders every single time I die? How did I miss that? I landed right on the platform. Why did they put it so far away? There's absolutely no reason that it couldn't just, you know, be a couple inches closer.
Man, you're on early today. We've been...
I hate Blink so much.
Maybe 10 minutes maybe we've been recording, and you are already angry at the spiders.
Well, why did they have to make the platform so far apart? Why? There's no reason. Just make it a little shorter.
Why?
I hate it when games make jumps like almost impossible to reach without like going all the way your jump can reach. It's like it makes your balls clench. It pisses you off. And then there's got to be a fucking fireball too. Let's put a fireball in the Blink section. Why not? Also, God forbid the fucking shots line up, automatically lock onto the damn spiders so that I don't have to go into first person mode.
So, Michael.
I mean, I killed all of those enemies before I hit the checkpoint, so what the hell happened? Why are they respawning? Are you kidding me, game? Are you kidding?
I think that, you know what Haydox should do? He should tell everybody that Splatoon is crap. Which he obviously totally said, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. Clearly what he said. And that everybody should quit playing Splatoon and play the Blink sections over and over again. Because it's way better shooting mechanics. What do you think?
You know, that game had like dual analog and stuff. So, much better shooter. It didn't have spiders that poop webs at you either.
You don't say. You took that way too seriously.
Yeah, probably.
Jump.
I gotta climb all the way back around.
This is where we grow dirt. Charlie's... No, wait. What was that from?
Blink is unquestionably, without a doubt to me, the worst gameplay style in any Spyro game I've ever played. Without question. What is the appeal here? His platforming isn't any good. His control isn't especially great. His mechanics aren't, you know, especially memorable or interesting. the level design is just tedious and annoying, and the fact that you have to play it twice only cements that.
What about the creative enemy design?
Oh, you mean those enemies that are recycled from other parts of the game and are basically just spiders, bats, and other generic boog haunted house enemies that you've seen a million times?
It's enemies that you would... The least interesting enemies in Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights.
Yeah. Still apparently scary enough to, you know, shock Heimlich do.
Heimlich do, where are the Jews? We've got some blanks to blank now.
We got some blanks to fire now.
Come on, Michael, that's entirely inappropriate. You missed that, by the way.
Yeah.
How did that other one miss?
I don't know. This game is picky about it.
That was way close.
This game is pickier about your bomb placement than Sonic fans are about Sonic Lost World story. Hey yo.
Yeah, but drink break.
Yeah,
you're leaving that in.
I needed that.
You're leaving that in. You pausing the game to pick up your drink and go.
How did you make that noise with your mouth just now?
I don't know. Watch out for that lava, by the way. That's how lava works.
Oh yeah.
You know what the funny thing is?
What?
Lava.
Get off me.
Like lava probably works in a way that there are probably like huge misconceptions about the physics of lava.
From what I understand, what happens is if you fall in, you don't drown, you just burst like immediately.
Yeah, I think people make it out to be like more liquefied than it is. I mean, I'm sure there's a spectrum of lava, but every time you look at it, it looks a lot more sloshy and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas in here, it just looks like.
How did I do that? Whatever, I don't care.
I couldn't give a fuck.
I don't give a frunk door.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I still can't get over his hat. It's weird that he's wearing a hat. Like, it'd be fine if he was just wearing a backwards hat, but why does it say B? Because if that's for Blink, that's
Stands
annoying.
for bitch.
Yeah, that's it. He's like one of the... He's like a...
Hey, you just missed your relatives. We just sent them over to your house.
He's like a 22-year-old, like, white trash bitch, is what he is. It's like, I'm a bitch and I know it. Hand me that fit. I want to get fucked.
Come on, my man. I ain't got no fire.
Come on, man, got no fire.
I use that.
Quit smoking, I ain't got no fire.
Yeah, I used that for on Twitter today when I released the Corbin part. I said, Corbin, my man.
I got no fire. Corbin, I quit smoking years ago. I ain't got no fire. I wish I could do just a perfect Chris Tucker impression.
Is that who that was?
I'm pretty sure it is.
I thought it was one of those Wayans people. I don't know. I don't know the name of the actor.
I'm pretty sure it's Chris Tucker.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of Chris Rock when you said Chris Tucker.
Oh. No.
That would... Yeah, sorry.
It's a Disney movie. You know, that guy,
Yeah.
that dangled chestnut.
There was a platform. There it is. Gotta wait for the giant floating clump of dirt.
Giant floating clump of dirt.
Could we thought of maybe, you know, a more interesting level design than, hey, you go down into this rock place where there are a bunch of floating rocks and you jump on the rocks. And then you do that 8 times. And then the game ends.
I don't know if those are rocks, my friend. Those are clearly...
Stones.
Boulders? Boulders, maybe?
That's a bolder move than I've done before.
I wonder if there's like a difference.
Oh boy.
Like what do you classify as a stone versus a rock versus a boulder?
Are you kidding me, game? Okay, there we go.
Could be like, you know how there's the difference between a comet and a meteor and a meteorite? Meteorites are smaller. Comets don't enter an atmosphere, I think. Maybe it's something like that. Maybe like a stone is a specific class. What the fuck am I talking about? We haven't even mentioned important stuff like Jimmy Neutron and Dog with a Blog yet.
Oh, there was a movie I thought of yesterday that was just like, holy shit, I've got to bring that up. Ant Bully. You remember Ant Bully?
Oh my god, Ant Bully! Yes.
Holy shit, that is a movie that dropped off the face of the earth after it came out.
Granted, I'm pretty sure that's one that kind of deserved to.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
You know.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I turned on this morning because Maddie was eating the dang old food, right? And I like to turn on stuff that she's like, "Why did you turn this on?" Chicken Little. That's right. It was just during the climax.
You know what? I've realized. Because, like, I've always considered it a decent film, and wouldn't you?
It's better than you'd think it'd be. It's like, what if Chicken Little but aliens? But then it, like, turns out to be, you know, have its redeeming qualities in moments.
But it's just like, apparently people really, really hate that movie.
Why? Well, there are definitely more hateable movies. Like, I can understand why somebody wouldn't like it or say that, alright, this is mediocre at best. But I don't understand why you'd get
the big part of it is they hate the dad.
Yeah, the dad is kind of unbelievable in how much of a douche he is.
I mean, as far as I could tell, that's the big draw for a lot of people is that they don't like Buck Cluck.
Buck Cluck.
Yeah, that was his name.
Really is fucking
that was his name.
His name
Buck
is
Cluck.
Buck Cluck.
Yeah, Buck
is
Cluck.
Unacceptable.
And they hate how his father only loves him because he won a baseball game.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, but there's character development there, isn't there?
He does redeem himself in the end.
Yeah, he's like, all right, you know, I learned my lesson. I'm gonna be a good parent now, and I like my child and shit, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, that happened.
Yes, I know. I watched part of it this morning, as I said. I
don't know. I think there are worse films out there.
Like Ants.
Why
do people like Ants?
I thought it was alright. I mean, like, the CG is dated, obviously, but so is the CG for a lot of early CG films, you know?
What's the worst Pixar movie that's not, like, a sequel? Quick.
Not a sequel?
Yeah, so...
Definitely Brave.
Really?
Yeah, definitely Brave. If we're not counting Cars 2...
Yeah, I specifically said that because I knew that, like, Cars 2 and, like... Some of the more recent.
My God!
Have you seen Planes?
That's not a Pixar movie.
It's not. I know it's not, but it's
it's a spin-off. And apparently they made a second one. Planes 2 Fire Rescue.
I just remember Planes had come out when we had gone to like Europe for a little bit, and I remember seeing all like the planes and advertisements for planes, but in like Italian or whatever, and that was
aeroplanes.
Surreal. That was a little bit surreal.
Level design 101. When you make a jump, make it so that your jump actually reaches over the fucking pit.
Yeah. Do that.
It's not that hard, game designers.
Game designers.
Why are so many 3D platformers from this gen have this problem? It's not that hard.
Now question.
If your jump can't reach over it, then don't make it that wide.
Now, question, Michael. A lot of people in media, death via lava is depicted by drowning in it and sort of burning and screaming and oh no! Or if you're a robot, your fake flesh melting off your bones. Right? You've explained that you believe that you've read or heard from somewhere.
I remember Mr. Holland showing me a video of them throwing like a bag of water.
Could have just said my teacher. You didn't really need to. You didn't need to dox him like that, Michael. Not like everybody.
Well, they don't know how it's spelled. It's spelled in a way that you wouldn't think it's spelled.
Fans are gonna show up at his house and egg his vehicles.
No, Mr. Holland is a nice guy, so please don't do that.
This is your fault.
He showed me this video where they threw like this sack full of water into lava and it just burst and it blew up.
Sack full of water, a little bit different than a person. A little bit
People
different.
are like 90% water or something like that. Mostly water.
Yeah, but we have so much like it's very much an oversimplification.
I'm saying that
we also share like 96% of our DNA with pigs.
Would you like to perform an experiment where we throw a human being in lava to see what happens?
I'm sure that you could do that with a cadaver, and it'd be similar enough. You laugh, but you know that's correct.
I like how you went with
you laugh, but you know that's correct. Yeah, because a cadaver is like basically
a corpse.
It's basically a body, but scientificier in in connotation. You understand, baby boy? You don't
I gotta wait for this thing.
You don't throw that dead body in the laver. You say,
I'm going to throw the cadaver in the water and see what happens.
oh, but that's not water, it's also lava, completely
You
different.
think that maybe the level designers were a little
But so basically,
stoned?
as I was saying, the depiction of death in lava, usually burning alive, melting, or what?
If we have any
would be more-
geologists in the
what-
audience,
if
we
you-
would like your...
would you shut the fuck up for 5 seconds?
Remember,
Melting, burning, drowning, or possibly
do
bursting.
you know how many times
What
we've
it's
had
not,
conversations
what it's
where
not,
I've been trying
what
to
it's
say
not.
something and you've been constantly interrupting me?
I'm gonna fucking punch you in the face.
You know what it feels like now?
I'm angry. I legit
I mean, like, you actually hurt me just now.
deal with it. I'm angry at you. You shut up. I was trying to tell a joke. It was gonna be a cheeky joke. I was talking about how, hey, hold on, God. Burning, melting, drowning, bursting, and then I was gonna say in a cheeky manner, what it's not jumping around and hopping on your feet. Ooh, that's toasty. Ooh, and then exploding into ash. But you know what? I couldn't say that. You know what? I couldn't do the delivery right because every 3 seconds you're telling me anecdotes about Mr. Holland.
Yeah. Well, like I said, there have been at least 50 times on this show where I'll try to say something.
Yeah,
and
but
you'll
mostly,
like, remember when I was trying to tell that joke about Hopper's brother in Wario World? And then, like...
Yeah, but that wasn't interesting.
Or how about that time I was trying to tell that story about me in Kirby 64, and then you went on to say how intolerable you were being.
No, I was talking about that before we just said that, and then you made that joke. But what was a boring,
Why is it so hard
was
to
a
hit
boring
this wall?
anecdote became a laughable antic. Then I was trying to make a laughable antic, and you interrupted with a boring anecdote. Funny thing is, a lot of people like that anecdote.
Did they?
And by a lot of people, I mean relatively, relevantly. Lol, JK, I Lamau, if you will. Rafflecopter, XD, I Keck.